No one living in Sarajevo could have missed U2's publicity in the weeks before their show in the city. U2's rock concert was seen there as a signal to the world that Sarajevo was returning to normal. Nevertheless, behind the posters, one still saw the scars of war. And as the convoy of U2 trucks moved up through the country, it had to use temporary Bailey bridges in place of bridges damaged by war. Security was assured by international S4 troops.
I'm delighted. I actually feel very proud to be here because like just walking around the city or having the experiences of driving through the country, you can see like the devastation and what the people have suffered and what they've been subjected to. And I think that if we can bring some sort of happiness or bring the U2 show and have a good night here and whatnot is very, very important.
Like this.
You know, U2 in Sarajevo, I can't believe it. You know,
It's unbelievable.
you can't see every day in Sarajevo U2 in Bono here.
After 7 war years, if I can say, this is the big moment in my life.
Special time for us to make happy or make fun in this way.
It's the first big fun occasion, I think, since the war, isn't it?
Sure.
Let the World Bank, let the European Union, let the United States, let the Islamic world make sure that there are resources to rebuild. We don't have enough yet. But also, let's make sure that the soul is fulfilled. Some people will find that in the Quran, in the Bible, in the Torah, and some will find it on a rock stage. Some will find it on both. Frankly, I find it in both.
The U2 Popmart show is enormous. It requires more than 50 articulated trucks to carry 500 tons of equipment, as well as a chartered aircraft to carry 250 touring personnel. Bono likes to call these the Pop Martyrs, along with the extra 200 local staff employed at each venue. The high-tech stage takes 3 days to build, and there are 3 such sets under construction or travelling to new locations at any one time. The show uses stunning technology, including the world's largest video screen. It was a remarkable achievement to bring such a show to post-war Bosnia.
So the group came to me and said, can you make a concert in Sarajevo happen? And I thought, how the hell do I do this? So what I did was phone my guy in Austria and said, you know that country down the road? Go down there and set it up. And he did. I can't believe it.
The Sarajevo show was the 65th or so in a 100-show tour. The ticket price at 20 Deutschmarks, about £7, was set especially low because of high local unemployment.
The overall budget for the tour, the cost of doing the tour, works out at about $250,000 a day. That's what it costs to run this operation. And that's not really affected by whether we perform or not. That figure is there every day. So we obviously have to perform sufficiently often to recoup that budget and indeed make a profit. And this is an exception to that. We're not making a profit here.
As Bono, Edge and the boys approached Sarajevo Airport in the Popmart plane, preparations for the show were still underway at the stadium. That U2's full professionalism was brought to this show was nowhere more evident than in the meticulous setting up of the Edge's guitar system, the largest of its kind in the world.
The song that follows, I Will Follow, is off the Pop album called Gone, so he'll bump that up. And now these are the sounds coming through the system for Gone when he plays his guitar. And he also plays the keyboards with his feet while he plays guitar, and he sings also and he's quite a busy
He's a very busy guy. He's a very busy guy. Who would have ever guessed it?
And he's almost done himself, and there's so much to do. Sometimes he barely has time to see if the crowd is reacting because he's got so much going on here, you know. If you want to look at the guitars down here, you can. Edge uses 12 in this show, but every guitar has to have a spare. It can't be another one of these guitars. It has to have, every guitar has to have a spare, because if he breaks a string in the song, he'll want that type of guitar, not an almost. And he has me keep notes. I have manuals and manuals of shows from all over the world, the venues that he has changed the lay times or whatever. He keeps those. He'll ask me about that sometimes.
I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
That wasn't the point.
It's been a huge privilege, and will be, I'm sure, too, for our audience, especially those who enjoy the music.
Meanwhile, in the build-up to the concert, security was also being taken care of. This Norwegian female military team searched all day for explosives.
People are shouting, or artillery, whatever, she has to work, you know. This is our best weapon, her nose. Yeah.
And if she finds it, she will bark, or
no, she will mark, she will indicate by sitting down. Yeah.
That there is something there.
Yeah, and we will see her tail working, and the whole dog will will change her behavior when she finds something.
All rock concerts there's a worry about security, but this one is the first real big one since the war ended in Sarajevo, and security is very tight here.
It's a great honour, and ironic that U2 providing the music, Irish, and we're providing security for S4 troops.
So you're feeling very proud to be wearing your Irish badge on your arm tonight?
Always proud to wear my Irish badge.
Then at Sarajevo Airport, there was great excitement among the international media already gathered there for the municipal elections in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And there was a real media scrum as Bono, Edge, Adam and Larry walked the tarmac.
I like to think that the message is that music is beyond politics. You know, the fact that we can come and put on not just a concert, but the same concert that we put on in Paris, New York and London, I think is maybe a symbol for the people of Sarajevo that things are getting back to normal.
We've been working on this for 4 years, since 1993, when we were on the Zoo TV tour and a small camera crew from Sarajevo television smuggled their way out of the city during the war through the tunnel and out through Split and across to Italy where we were playing, and asked us, whilst they were interviewing us, why we wouldn't play Sarajevo. So I couldn't come up with a good reason why not.
The importance of the U2 concert to the Bosnian government was clearly evident when President Alija Izetbegović personally received the group. Bono presented him with a first edition of a volume of Yeats' poetry.
This is William Butler Yeats.
And the singer had a musician's perspective on Yeats when he described him to the president as one of our best lyricists. And on leaving the president along with Miss Sarajevo and The Edge, Bono rehearsed the song Miss Sarajevo, which he was to perform live in the tour for the first time that night.
Oh yeah, to take a crown, is there a time for
whatever?
Is there a time
People are afterward trying to forget the war, and things were happening in the war. But that song really, pushed me in the past, and I just couldn't stop my tears.
And when the show got underway on the night of Tuesday, September 23rd, the audience from many parts of Bosnia, including all too few from the Republika Srpska, as well as fans from Slovenia and Croatia, were treated to the full magic, both visual and musical, of the U2 Popmart show. The following morning, the people of Sarajevo were moved and grateful.
It was magnificent. It was more than we expect actually here. We knew that something will happen, something great, but I would like to thank Bono and to U2 crew, all of them, for such an excellent, beautiful gift to Sarajevo people. And I don't know, it was great. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Kiss the future. Viva